Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your little bonus reading all about you. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Now, before I even start in the water, I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. They're showing me an image of a plant pot. Okay, a plant pot. So, I mean, that can literally mean that you are creating something from scratch and it's going to grow exponentially into something that needs to be replanted into a bigger pot. I mean, it could also literally mean that you are currently doing some gardening or attending to a plant as you're listening to this reading. But ultimately, I get a sense that you are thinking about planting roots, or you have planted roots and you're wondering if you're secure in a certain situation. Perhaps you're trying to focus on your money at this time as well, because plants and trees, they represent wealth. So I'm not really sure how else to decode that image. I can only give you what I'm being given, so I will leave it like that. I mean, you're being governed at the moment by your 3rd house and your 10th house, and your 3rd house is all about communication. It's about finding your voice to speak loud and proud and express yourself. And it's also about the law of attraction, about communicating to the universe what it is you visualize to become your reality. So this is a perfect time actually for the law of attraction. Oops. Perfect time for the law of attraction. That was a very loud sound. I do apologize about that. But maybe that's how you're feeling, like bam, you've arrived, or boom, you're making something happen. Maybe it is you're making some noise in your life in some way. You're shaking things up a little bit. Okay. I mean, your 10th house takes over. Your 10th house is all about ambition. Now, whether you're retired or whether you're in a career environment, ambition is really about the motivation and the desire to get something done. So you're going to be in a very productive energy. You're going to start and finish what you start at the same time. So I definitely see that this is a very productive time for you. We've got electricity, speed, east, and magic. Okay, so new beginnings here. Now, I was actually talking about this to my friend the other day about new beginnings. How many new beginnings can a person have? And actually, turns out, surprisingly, quite a lot. You know, you can start a new project, you can relocate and start a new energy in a new place, new neighborhood, start new friendships, launch new ideas. You can even, you know, move from place to place if you are a freelance. So, you know, there is a lot of opportunity for change and new beginnings, new energy. And I definitely see something here that you are doing. You're creating something really special. I mean, look, isn't it interesting that your first card has like a tree on it? You're planting roots, or you're planting something. Maybe it's you're planting ideas, brainstorming, trying to find you know, a way to reestablish your power in your life in some way, or you're trying to get really strict on yourself to make sure that you adhere to a budget. I mean, I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome, but I'm just trying to discern why they gave you a plant pot. And the only thing I can come up with really is about, you know, planting roots and feeling like you're creating something, creating a life that is secure. So, and something that will grow, and I feel like you're trying to make healthy choices at this time. I also get an energy of soul searching going on here. So some of you may be searching for something new in your life, or you're thinking about ways to shake up life in general, to bring a little bit more fun, spontaneity, excitement into your world, and you're trying to approach life in a different way. We've got the 7 of Cups there for you, so You're looking at your options right now. Some of you may have a lot of choices ahead of you. I definitely see, I mean, look at that, 10 of Wands. It's in the resistance position, which indicates new beginning or clearing space for something new. So some of you may have decided to relocate or move, or, I mean, that could be in terms of a job or even a community. Say, for example, if you feel like you've outgrown a certain hobby or a certain group of people and you're taking yourself elsewhere. That's wonderful. Look, you got the Emperor energy twice in your reading. Once is in the resistance position, so you may feel a little bit scattered in your energy. You may feel that people or situations have wasted your time and you're really looking at that. And then you've got the outcome energy as the Emperor, reestablishing your power, really sticking to a plan or getting organized and being successful in all of your endeavors. So I definitely see that, you know, things are coming together for you, but it has been hard work. I mean, you've got the 9 and the 10 of Wands here. So I can see that you're exhausted, fatigued. Some of you, I mean, you've had to have, I feel like you're one tough cookie. I feel like you've had to have a lot of strength in your life to overcome some difficult moments. I mean, you've got another 10 there. So 10s tend to mean that things have been really challenging, but you are clearing space for something new, something different in your life, something that perhaps is more fulfilling for you. So let us get straight to it and see what is coming out there. I mean, I can see that you've had a lot of pressure on your shoulders and you're trying to find healthy ways to channel that energy and manage your stress levels. So I definitely see that you're trying to choose healthier options in life to make sure that you bring a little bit more peace of mind into your world on a personal level. Now, it's really interesting because you've got West and you've got East. Okay, so some of you could literally be changing direction. Now that could be a move, a physical move, or it could be that, you know, you are searching for something and you're going to find it. You're going to find a portal of change or doorway to whatever it is that you desire. I mean, as you can see here, it says completion, West. So I really get a sense that some of you could be either completing your tasks, your responsibilities, you're in the flow of doing, but also I feel things are coming together for you. Some of you are searching for something that you feel like you haven't quite found yet. And I feel like you definitely are aware that happiness is from within and then it extends without. You have to try and find that happiness and that peace of mind from within first, because external circumstances outside ourselves can always change. But inside, it's important to find that level of happiness because we are in control of our emotions to some degree. And I feel, of course, we can be overwhelmed with sadness or joy. And it's not about, controlling your emotions. It's really about recognizing that you have the power to prevent anyone from changing that equilibrium within you. Okay, so I feel like you've been learning about being more discerning about the company that you keep, or making sure that certain things that perhaps go wrong or, push your buttons, that they don't affect your inner world, that you have that power to stand strong in all of your convictions and not let anybody really knock your confidence or derail you or drain you of your energy. And perhaps you're looking at areas in your life where you're recognizing you may have given away your power, or you may have felt underestimated or undervalued in something. And I feel, you've got an incredible mind, and there is literally a puzzle piece there. So some of you are trying to work something out. You're trying to find a solution to something. And I definitely see that you're going to find what it is that you're looking for. Now, this is number 4. Number 4 is all about stability. It's all about sanctuary. It's about planting roots. And this card literally means that, you may be leaving a path to move towards a space of enlightenment, or you're purifying your space. You may actually feel compelled to clean your space or declutter your space in order to have a more clear, concise mind and make it feel like there's a breath of fresh air there. But this heralds a new beginning, this card. It indicates either the completion of a project or, an event maybe even, some negative karma, or you're trying to get closure on a past situation. This card reminds us, do not resist the end of something, because the end of something does indicate the beginning of something else. I always say, especially when you get the death card energy, there are no complete endings. It's like only new beginnings. We transform the energy into something more positive. We turn adversity and challenge into something positive and winning and victorious. So I feel like you're turning your life around in some way right now, and it has been a struggle. I also get an energy here of, do not be afraid of endings, especially Cancerian energy. I mean, you're a water element, just like me. I'm a Scorpio. So technically, we're very flexible, and we can be very flexible. But it's really interesting because we don't like change. Okay, we know what we know, and we like what we know. And, especially Cancerians with those pincers, sometimes we can hold on a little bit too long to things. Scorpions, they also have the pincers. They can hold on to things a little bit longer than is necessary or that is healthy for you. And I feel like some of you are recognizing where you've held on too long to things that perhaps were not good for you. And you're learning to let go a lot quicker. And you're learning to tap into that sense of intuition to allow you to recognize when something is completely done in your life, or where you have evolved from something that you no longer need anymore. But something that you're working on or working towards right now, whether it's establishing a happy home with a happy family, whether it is, trying to move to the country, or to another country, perhaps relocating, emigrating. Some of you may be even thinking about getting new jobs. Whatever it is, I feel like your plans are coming together, especially since you've got the Emperor energy. But it hasn't been that way all the time. I get a sense that it has been a struggle. I feel like things have been difficult. You've been overwhelmed. You've been pushed and pulled in many different directions. And this is the Temperance card. So this is about trying to find balance in the chaos. Now, of course, we're living in a very chaotic world right now. And there's a lot of that energy flying around. So, even on a personal level, you're going to absorb that energy, and you're going to feel that that energy affecting you. And that's why I feel one of the lessons is to recognize that you are in control of how you allow someone to change your energy. Because the world at large, you are an empath, and you can absorb other people's energy or other energies. Even like, if you sit down of an evening and watch the news, perhaps you don't do that, because looking at your chart, I can see that you're trying to limit that sort of like impact on your energy. But if you do, for example, catch it, all of a sudden your energy completely shifts and changes, because you can feel that empathy for people and their situation. And I feel it's not that you're not wanting to have empathy for those people. I feel like you're recognizing how it impacts your own energy. And sometimes it can rob us of our peace of mind. It can change our energy, where we feel low vibe. We can feel anger. We can feel frustration. And I feel like you're trying to use your vibrations to elevate. And I feel like you may be trying to find more productive ways of helping. So, for example, some of you may be very charitable. I'm just picking up an energy of, doing something like volunteer work or charity work there coming through. Some of you, I get a sense here as well that you're looking at like charity, like within your immediate circumstances, helping people out, helping friends out, because you are someone who is very generous with your time and your energy. Now, the Temperance card also indicates that you are a very patient person, okay? So whatever it is you're working towards, I feel like you're trying to find that level of harmony and recognizing that what will be will be. Also, I feel like you're recalibrating in some way. There's literally a map of countries there. So some of you are trying to reorient yourself in some situation. You may have had some sort of chaotic experience recently, and you're trying to ground yourself. And for some of you, it may require a new start. Okay, I feel like you're tuning into other vibrations, and you are tuning into a frequency of security, of sanctuary, planting roots, and some of you healing. Okay, I feel like a portal of change is opening up for you, where you're reestablishing your power, and you're going to have more motivation, more drive. And I get a sense here that you're learning to have faith, because I feel like your faith may have been questioned or tested over the last, couple of years perhaps, but I feel there has been some difficulties that I can see here. With the Seven of Cups, I get an energy here that you have an incredible imagination. incredible mind, okay? And I feel like you're allowing yourself to visualize all the potential possibilities of any outcome that you desire, okay? This is a card of really blending all the elements that you have within you to form something new or to create a vision. Like some of you may have felt suddenly you want to create a vision board, or you have one and you want to revamp it, or you're creating an intention board. I like to call it an intention board because a vision board is important, of course, because you need to visualize to step into that law of attraction. But to intend to do it means you are on track to taking the initiative to start some sort of change and make your dreams become a reality. So I see that happening here for you as well. Now, I feel like some of you may be in a bit of a daydreamy energy where there's going to be lots of visualizations popping up there. Remember, thoughts become things. So I feel having positive mindset will help you create all that you desire. Now, also the Seven of Cups can also indicate that some of you may have felt a little bit scattered in your energy, that you may have not had, it's like you may have had a little bit of brain fog, or you may have felt just that it's not that you're wasting your time. I don't get that at all. For some signs, I've picked up this energy of not wanting to waste time. Of course, you don't want to waste time, but I get more of a sense that there's unfulfilled potential in a certain area for you. And you may be looking at your life and looking where you're satisfied and where you're not satisfied. And the things that are rewarding, you're like, yeah, I did that. And then there's other like scenarios that you're looking at and going, you know what? I've really focused on my spiritual journey, and now I'd like to focus a little bit more on love, or I want to focus more on my career, or I want to focus more on my retirement and, getting out and seeing the world, or I really want to focus more on love. For some of you with the Queen of Wands, you are very magnetic, but you're reestablishing your power. So I feel like you are a magnet for all the things that you're trying to attract right now. The Queen of Wands is about getting a lot of attention. Okay, so I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of attention over the coming months and even into next year is what I see. So if you're looking for love, I mean, I do see the Lovers card popping up for you. So I do feel like you have an option coming in for love. Someone who is I feel like this person has quite high status, actually, is what I'm picking up on. And this person, they may have their own business. I feel like they know what they want. They're emotionally available. They may come across as a little bit serious at first. Now, this reading is not meant to be about love. I'm just mentioning it because it is popping up there. But what I'm seeing here is right now, you are a magnet for change and for prosperity. Okay, the Queen of Wands can also indicate that some of you are wanting to build stronger friendships. You are wanting to open yourself up to soul connections. And I feel like, you have a lot of options. So you may feel called to do something that you're passionate about, whether it's a hobby or something that you're interested about learning. I get a sense here that also luck is on your side, because perhaps it hasn't been on your side for a while. Okay, and I really get a sense here that you are reestablishing your power. I get also an energy here of some of you may be a little bit more concerned about your looks during this time as well. So you may want to revamp a look, or you may be looking at what sets you apart from other people, how you stand out from the crowd, how you're different, you're unique. And I feel like you're very attractive. You just don't notice people noticing you, okay? Now, some of you may also be going through a period of healing. You may have had an experience in love or in life in general where you felt let down or you felt disappointed, where things have been a struggle. And I feel you may be looking at well, I'm getting a couple of things. For some of you, you may even be looking at the establishment and how certain rules and regulations pertain to either your career or to life in general, and you may feel like it's weighing you down. And I feel like you're trying to get a lot of clarity and look at your options in order to forge a path to make sure that you're secure in every eventuality. And I see that happening for you. I feel like some of you may launch something new or start something new that actually brings in a lot of finances. And it's not just about finances, because I do feel that some of you are looking for your place in the world or trying to plant roots or establish that level of security should there ever be any changes that you'll have to navigate. I feel like you're ready, whatever that means, okay? But with the Queen of Wands, some of you are really looking at your level of passion. Your third house is influencing you. So the Queen of Wands indicates you're being encouraged to express yourself in your own unique way. That's in terms of your friendships, in terms of your career, in terms of, art or creativity, whatever it is you're connecting to right now. I see that you have lots of avenues, and I feel like you actually have to make a big decision. There's something coming here where you're having to make a decision, having to take ownership of a situation and reestablish your power and make a first step. Okay, so you've got the Lover's card, which indicates choice, and I feel like you have everything you need within you to make that decision. Now, of course, you may ask friends or family what they think, but ultimately, deep within you, there is an inner compass, and I feel like you're really tapping into that, and you're going to know the way, and you're going to make the right decision for you. Okay, now we do have pressure. Okay, it's in the resistance position, so I definitely see that you're trying to manage your stress levels, and I feel things have been a little bit pressurized recently. I mean, collectively, for the last couple of years, we've all felt a lot of pressure. I feel like you're transforming that, trying to find a creative outlet in order to get your energy out and creating things. Sometimes we have to allow feelings to wash over us, whether that's sadness, whether that's joy, happiness, anger. These are all things within us that are naturally already there, and they're there for a reason. Because when you think about, for example, a storm, right? A storm comes to release a pressure. You'll have that lightning, you'll have the rain, you'll have, the thunder. It'll all clear the air. And it's the same with emotions. We need to allow emotions to flow in order to clear the air or cleanse our bodies, or our eye ducts, tear ducts rather. I get it, definitely an energy here of you cleansing a lot of things in your life. And it's not that it's anger. I feel it's more that you're looking at things in your life that you feel are not good for you anymore, whether that's something that's a food substance, a person, a situation. I feel like you're in an act of reestablishing your power, but at the same time cutting out things that no longer resonate with you. And with this card, this card is a really important card in this incredible The Elemental Oracle deck there. Because pressure is always going to exist, and it's about how we use that pressure. We can use it to derail us. We can allow it to be a negative influence in our life, or we can allow it to be a shaper, a director of energy to positively influence our life. So for example, you may thrive under pressure. If there's a deadline coming up, you know that you have to hit that mark, and therefore you get productive. But if you feel like you're freewheeling and you've got lots of time, sometimes that leads us all open to a little bit of procrastination. We may feel aimless in our energy, and it's about making sure that we're on point or on target. And I get a sense that you're looking at different forms of pressure, what works well for you and what doesn't work well for you. And I know a lot of Cancerians in my world, and nobody gets to pressurize a Cancerian, because if you try and pressurize a Cancerian, they'll literally go into their shell. You won't hear from them. They'll take a little sidestep and they're gone. Or even worse, they erupt into one of the most terrifying angers that can be accessed. Now, we all have access to anger, of course. Cancerian doesn't really normally like to go there. They turn it inwards, a little bit like Scorpio. We turn it inwards to a point, and then it becomes a pressure cooker, and then suddenly we have liftoff when things get too much. So I feel like you're really trying to temper things in your world. And if there is somebody who's causing a lot of pressure, I feel like you are taking yourself out of that situation in order to find more peace. Now, we do have the Emperor energy, leadership, and it's in the resistance position. So some of you may have felt that someone has abused their power over you, or tried to sabotage a situation in your past, or it's something that you're dealing with right now. I get a sense here that you are re-establishing a boundary, and I feel, one of the things I feel about my beautiful Cancerians, because you are an empath and you are very kind of nature, very generous, and you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. You're always thinking about your soul tribe, your nearest and dearest, and your family. You worry a lot. There's a lot of buried worry here, is what I can feel. And sometimes people can look at Cancerians and think, you're so sweet, you're so nice, You're so lovely. You have a lot of empathy. You're so understanding, and you tend to be a very good listener. You're very affectionate and loving and kind and generous and all of those things. And I'm not blowing smoke up your you-know-what. Cancerians are really like homebodies. They are the heart of every situation. And sometimes, especially when it comes to business, you may feel that people take your kindness for weakness, or you may feel that people underestimate your power or underestimate your skill set. And actually, you're very talented, you're very gifted, and you are very capable of leadership. I feel like you're a natural born leader. You'd be a very good one because you're very diplomatic, you can be very fair, and I feel like you can intuitively understand the undercurrent of any working environment and any person. So I feel you would be great as a leader. And if you are one already, congratulations. Some of you may be thinking about setting up your own stream of income, becoming an entrepreneur. You've got lots of wonderful ideas, and I feel like it'll go from starting off like a little bit of money at first, and then I feel suddenly you've got lift off again, and I feel like there's more money coming in towards you. It will be slow moving, but I definitely see it's very rewarding, okay? This card in this position can indicate that some of you have been looking at places or situations where you give away your power, and not intentionally. You may feel that it's been hard to speak up about something, and you're definitely during this period learning to use your voice to say no. And I get an energy here with the Emperor that some of you may recently have a lot of pressure on you, that you felt that you tried to get organized on something, but you felt a bit scattered in your energy, like you forgot something, or you're feeling burnt out and maybe even a little bit snappy, because sometimes pressure does that to us. We can thrive under pressure and we can be like on it. But when we get close to burnout, and you've got a 10 of Wands here and a 9 of Wands, it can indicate that some of you need to take a break. You need to take a step back. Especially when pressure is on, it's really important to channel that energy into something productive, but at the same time to recalibrate your energy, recharge your batteries, and take a pause, because that's when you start to get clear on things and you give your mind and your passion a rest. We've got the 10 of Wands here. So some of you are launching something new and you're trying to have faith. With the 9 of Wands, this is like trying to push through something that has been difficult, that you're not giving up on something. Some of you have been feeling a little bit isolated as well. If you're in a career environment, you may have felt those cliques and that perhaps you don't fit in with those cliques, or you feel like you're on the outside looking in. I definitely see that you're going to find your soul tribe. So there may be a new person entering the working environment, and this person will be an ally, okay? And some of you may be actually leaving a work environment in order to get a new opportunity. I see one coming in here for you, and I feel actually you're stepping into a position that is higher than you're in right now. Has more status, more responsibility, and more money as well. And there's a great team vibe there. Okay, I feel like you instantly are an integral part of the team. And the 10 of Wands in this position indicates you're clearing space for a new beginning. So there's a lot of getting closure in your life right now. I get a sense here that some of you are saying goodbye to emotions, relationships, and situations that you realize don't belong in your life anymore. And I also get a sense here that you've had too many burdens at the moment, too many responsibilities. And I feel like you're trying to reorganize your time and your schedules just to lighten up the load a little bit. Some of you may even think about delegating or mentioning it to a family member or a soul tribe member or, a friend, and they'll be like, you know what, if you need anything, let us know. Because you're the sort of person, my beautiful Cancerians, that whilst you can do it all, sometimes one of the lessons that you are meant to learn in this lifetime, is what I see here, is to ask for help. And we can do it in many different ways. We don't have to straight out say, look, I need help. Asking for help is not an admission of not being capable, not at all. It's an admission of saying, you know what, I've got a lot on and I'm going to prioritize these things because these are critical or important in my life right now. And if someone could help me with this pile over here, that would be awesome. Doesn't mean you're not capable. It means you're in charge of your time and you're not allowing anything to encroach on your me time, because that's also important, okay? Now we've got the Nine of Wands, so that's a wounded warrior energy, and I feel like you have been hurt in the past in a situation. Now this could be in love. Some of you could have gone through a separation that has caused a lot of pressure, or you're trying to get closure on a situation where a love situation, really let you down. And I feel that you're stepping out of that cycle now, and I feel there's someone new coming in, and whilst that's not going to replace a person that you have disconnected from, it's a totally different experience, and one where you'll see that they are in it for the long term. Okay, there's a long-term secure relationship coming in here. Someone who is very kind, lovable, dependable, and someone who makes the effort. Someone who wants a traditional long-term relationship. Someone who's going to be faithful, and someone who is true blue. Okay. Also, some of you may be trying to set up or launch your own business, entrepreneurship energy, or you're trying to level up to the next stages in your life in terms of your career, and it's been hard. I really get a sense here with that Nine of Wands that you're not giving up on something, but I feel like you're contemplating the next steps, questioning the path, and seeing if there's an easier way to do something. And I find in the next coming months, you're going to see a much easier path to what it is you want. I see you reaching your goal. That's evident. The star energy is there, which means you're on track to achieve whatever it is you've been wishing for. But what I see here, electricity, wildness, okay? Now, this is about embracing your inner wildness, of course, but also I feel it's an important energy of remembering to have fun, that you are like, although you're in an adult body, you're still that inner child who has hopes, dreams, wishes, and I feel this is about getting out there and, allowing life to excite you again, because I feel some of you have lost that lust for life or that sparkle, and I get a sense here that you're reestablishing things in your life, rediscovering who you are, and just getting back out there. I mean, this card, it's number 36, okay? And number 36 is, when you reduce it, 3 plus 6 is 9, which is a hermit energy, and that's all about wisdom. It's about taking a pause, recharging your batteries, but it's also about getting clear on what life is for you, or the next steps to take on your path. And I feel like you're taking action on something, okay? I feel something no longer needs your consideration. You're ready either to launch it or to take your power back and make it happen. I feel there's a spark of the divine in you, and I feel like you're allowing that creativity to flow through you as well. What I'm getting here is break free of your self-imposed restrictions or constraints, okay? It's just allow yourself to be who you've always been meant to be. And I feel like you're not letting society or its rules or regulations sort of get in your way of expressing who you are or being who you are. Of course, you're not hurting anybody. You're not breaking like any legal rules here. I definitely see that you are embracing a major time of change and clarity. And things are going to pick up pace, okay? I feel that sometimes you can work well with pressure, but I feel this is a card of making progress. I mean, it says movement here. Some of you may be thinking about relocating across the world, or you may feel that time is really sped up and you're aware of not wanting to waste your time. It's number 42. When you reduce it, 4 plus 2 is 6, the number of the Lovers card. So that can indicate that you have a choice to make right now about your place in the world and what are the next steps. And some of you are thinking about making some major changes here, and you need time for reflection. This card can also indicate that you need to savor the experiences in your life. Be mindful and aware of the speed in which you do things, okay? Because we can take pleasure in the everyday moment. It's really important. We will always tend to reflect on the simplest of things. That time that a person gave you a compliment, that time that a person gave you a piece of fruit because you were feeling a little bit under the weather, that time that someone like really helped you out of a bind. Of course, the bigger moments in life are also memorable, but it's acts of kindness, acts of love, acts of people coming together, acts of the universe stepping in to bestow some goodness on you. Little moments, pockets of moments that we will always remember. And I feel like you're trying to embrace the smaller things in life, but accept that life is very busy. And I feel like you're trying to find your way to disconnect and take quality time for you. Okay, so you're managing pressure and stress levels. Now we've also got beginnings, East. So a clear indication that some of you are literally changing direction on something, or you're searching for something that you feel like you haven't found yet. Now, this is a card that indicates that there is a new dawn. You're entering a new place to find your fortune in the world. And this is like new beginnings are calling to you at this time. Speak up with a clear voice. Tell the universe what it is that you want, and do not resist change. I feel like you're letting go of the old and embracing the new, and you're in the flow to move towards whatever it is that you want without heaviness, okay, or without anxiety. So I feel like you're being bold, and a portal of change is opening up for you as well, for you to step into. I mean, we've even got the card of magic. There's so much light in your reading, so I definitely see lots of clarity. There's a new phase of life for you, and I feel like you are embracing a very new and freer you, okay? I mean, the magic card, of course, it's number 43. When you reduce it, 4 plus 3 is 7, which is a chariot card. This is about movement forward, progress, but it's also, you know, an energy of you finding magic everywhere. The world is actually a really magical place. We just got to look for it, because we're bombarded with news, or bombarded with information, and, you know, just so many things can be like absorbed throughout the day. And I feel like you're trying to find that level of peace and magic in the simplest of things, even like a little bird landing on a table next to you. I feel like those are the things you're going to notice, and how wonderful the world is. And it actually helps raise your vibration, which helps you manifest and attract whatever it is you desire. The word there is alchemy. And you're starting off with this idea, or with this like solution for your life, like brainstorming what's your next step, and then it's coming to life with the Magician card energy. You're creating your destiny, you're turning those visions into reality, but you are taking action. So the universe can step in and help us, but we must take the initiative to change our circumstances and take the first step, and let the universe take care of the journey itself, as long as you take that first step. Okay, now we do have the Choices card, which is, of course, is the Lovers card. For some of you, the Lovers card is about attracting a soulmate, okay, a divine counterpart, and I definitely see one coming in for you. I get a sense here that you will have a choice, and I mean, it could be that there is someone from your past that you still think to, or you're getting closure on, or this person, I mean, Venus is no longer retrograde, it's direct, so chances of an ex popping back up are slimmer than usual, okay? I just want you to be aware of that, but it's not impossible. So you may have to choose between someone from your past, or someone from your current circumstances that you feel does not put the effort into your life, and between someone new. Intuitively, you'll know which one is the best for you. But the Lover's card at Grassroots is really about attracting your soul's desire, or your heart's desire, tuning into the frequencies to bring what you desire, okay? And you've got the Magnetic card right at the beginning. The Queen of Wands, establishing your power, having a vision, and, you know, being dedicated to make it happen. And of course, we have the Choices card, which indicates you're attracting at this time what is in your heart. And also the Lover's card is about you examining your motives and values of what it is you want, contemplating the path to take. And ultimately, I feel, my beautiful Cancerians, you're seeking unification in your life. You know, happy family, happy soul tribe, peace of mind. I also see a lot of you gravitating towards water in order to purge your energy. Okay, we've also got the Star. Now the Star is literally a brighter future to look forward to, but it indicates that you're aligning yourself with what you desire. And I feel lots of you are going to get the answers that you seek. And I also feel like you're in a new phase of life where you're more connected to your higher self, because you're releasing the pressure and recognizing what is meant for you will never pass you by. A wish is being delivered here for you. And again, I want you to see the synchronicity in your reading, because look at these two cards. It's like the musical notes are right there, and then they're also over here. So I feel like you're tuning into a wish, or you're tuning into something that would, it's almost like that last missing piece that you feel that you've been looking for in your life. I feel like you've got lots of potential to attract it in many different forms. And right now, is the time for it to come into your world. Also, I see a lot of you are very creative, very talented, and you may be trying to find new ways to bring in more money. And I definitely see an entrepreneurship here, or you getting really organized and focused on, making something that you could create as a business that will bring in more wealth there as well. Now, ultimately, with the Emperor card, it can indicate that a lot of you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, and that you've had to be very strict with your financial budget, but also that you are trying to get very organized in your life. And I get a sense here that you've got a plan that you're sticking to, and it's going to be very successful. The Emperor energy is to take action. Okay, so I feel something that you've been trying to orchestrate for quite some time, you're taking action on it, and it's going to work out better than you thought. Again, it requires some sort of new start. The Ten of Swords can indicate things got pretty bad. Things have, felt highly pressurized, and you know that something needs to change. And I feel like you are taking that initiative to shift things in your life. Now, the Ten of Swords can indicate a graceful ending of something and a hopeful beginning. It doesn't always mean something was like rock bottom, but some of you may be feeling that. Some of you may be trying to end an old way of thinking or doing something. You're always... With Cancerians and also with Scorpios sometimes, because we are water elements, we are very deep. So we see the light and the dark. We actually go deeper than a lot of other signs and say, okay, I can see what's going on the surface. Now let me just check underneath the surface. And it can raise anxiety. So I feel like rather than expect the worst of a situation, to be prepared, I feel like you're trying to change your mindset in order to prepare for the best so that you can attract the best outcome in a situation. Easier said than done, I know, but I feel like you're trying to change your circumstances. Ten of Swords, I'm going to pull a quick card on it in a moment, because the Ten of Swords really indicates something is done and done in your life. And I feel like you're taking back the power in order to move away from it. Some of you may also be trying to respond differently to challenging situations, and I feel that in that lies clarity on how powerful and how strong you truly are, because I get a sense here that you're stronger than you think. Okay, we also have a Three of Pentacles here, and this indicates, you're engineering a plan, a project is coming together. Some of you may consult on a new idea, or you may be looking at videos online of how to do something. Now, this could be related to do with finances, or it could be to do with a creative invention or thought that you have. This is a card of inspiration and creativity, and this tends to mean that people are working together or collaboration. Some of you are literally looking for your soul tribe. And you may find it by going to an establishment where you do something that you love, whether that's painting, whether that's playing a sport, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going to like a book class, or a book club rather, or even a class of learning. I definitely get a sense of things coming together and you meeting really interesting people who are going to be with you in your life a little bit more long term than you think at first. You may think, oh, okay, these people are just on my course, or they're just, in the background saying hi to me. And these are people who will be with you long term as friends. People who support, okay? Ultimately, with the Three of Pentacles, it can also indicate that you are building on solid foundations. You're dedicated to making things become secure in your life. And some of you may think about becoming a teacher or a tutor, or you may even find a mentor that will help you in something. But ultimately, I feel like you should feel proud of the journey that you're having, because you're very strong. And yes, the world has come and knocked you down a couple of times, but you got up. And I definitely get a sense here that you're not letting things get you down. We have the Knight of Pentacles here, so you're the sort of person who really makes an effort in life. You're hardworking, and I feel like you are proceeding with integrity in every situation. You're persevering to make your dreams become a reality, and your dedication and stamina will pay off. This is a card that indicates that you have a knowingness about you, okay? I also get an energy that you never leave a job undone. So you tend to, finish what you start. So whether that's, a big decluttering session in your home, or whether it's a project that you've got on the go. I feel like you can't rest until it's done. But don't pressurize yourself. You tend to be a little bit critical on yourself in the way that you talk to yourself, in the way that you have that inner narrative. And I feel some of you are becoming acutely aware of the way that you have talked to yourself over the years. And if, for example, you know, I came along and I said some of the things that you say to yourself in your own head and they're negative, if I said those things to you, you'd be like, excuse me, Baba, you can't talk to me like that. How dare you? And you'd be right. So why is it you feel sometimes, especially during low moments, that you can talk to you like that? Because sometimes we can knock our own confidence, we can berate ourselves, make ourselves feel like we're not good enough. Just when we're about to do something really exciting and successful, sometimes the doubt creeps in. And I feel like you're really owning it, you're really noticing it and cutting it out in order to, pave a way where you believe in yourself and all your beliefs will become a reality. Okay, now I just want to pull a card on that Ten of Swords before I move forward. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Can you please guide them? What are they meant to see? Okay, now some of you, Nine of Swords, that's a bit of worry. Okay, anxious. Can you please show me Two of Cups and the Four of Wands? Now some of you just naturally are worrywarts about your family, about your home space, because you worry about security, you worry about your nearest and dearest. Now by all accounts, looking at this, everything seems to be well. I mean, for some of you, there may be a masculine energy in your family. It doesn't have to be, but there may be someone that you're worried about, that you feel like they've been struggling, that they've been having a bit of a hard time. There's been a lot of pressure on them and you're just keeping an eye on them to make sure that they're okay. I feel like they're going to find their way. Okay, I feel like they're going to move more towards the light. I feel like they're going to create some sort of new start. They've got a lot of options open to themselves, and I feel like they will find their way. And I mean, they may even, find their way towards a group of people that will help reestablish their own confidence in themselves. Okay, it doesn't have to be a masculine energy, but I feel you may be worried about someone who's had it tough. And I feel that it's all going to be okay. For some of you, you're literally worrying about getting into a high-level commitment. You may be worried that there's nobody out there right now and you haven't met anybody, but I definitely see love coming in for you. You're not going to be left out when it comes to love. For some of you, you may even be in a relationship with somebody right now and you're thinking about getting engaged, because to make a commitment to a person, no matter how much you love that person, when you make that commitment to somebody, you think it's for keeps. It is for keeps. I'm a Scorpio. It's for keeps, right? And the idea of for keeps makes us feel a little bit anxious at first, even though you want to be with that person. The idea of something forever, because you open yourself up to a level of vulnerability. And I feel like you're attracting love in your life, and I feel like you will be in this relationship. I see it long term. I see a commitment, you moving in with that person, marriage, if you're looking for it. I definitely see it's there. And it may worry you. And for some of you, I mean, I feel like you can trust this, whatever it is. For some of you, I also get an energy that some of you have had very restless sleep recently. You may have been dreaming about the worst case scenario in situations, but everything is all well at the moment. Sometimes our brain does that, and there has been a scientific experiment where they recognize that sometimes the brain gives us the worst case scenario when we're sleeping, so that we can process those deep emotions in through our dreams, so that should they ever become a reality, our body wouldn't completely just go into shock and shut down. Okay, I'm not seeing anything negative going on here for you, okay, but I do get an energy here of you worrying about it. For some of you, you may be cutting out a relationship, or there may be an ending of a relationship occurring in your world, and I feel like you'll go through a period of healing for that. And I feel like you got this. That's what the energy is that I've got coming out, okay? Now, financially, I definitely see that you're increasing your finances. I definitely see you have something to celebrate. Some of you are actually going to reunite with someone you haven't heard from in a while, someone you used to really love. Now, this could be an ex, doesn't have to be, but I get a sense that it's someone that you feel is a soulmate in your world. It could even be someone that you had feelings for that really didn't get explored. You may not have had a relationship with this person. So that's coming up there as well. Ultimately, the Four of Wands is really to spend more time in good company, to find more situations to have fun, to get out there, let your hair down. Life is full of pressure, and we can allow it to control us, or we can fight back and say, you know what, I'm actually going to find the happy moments. I'm going to really make happy moments where I'm going to connect to people who want to have fun. And I feel you're choosing that, okay? They want me to go one more. Thank you. So we have, don't fear a blank canvas. Use it to turn your life into a masterpiece. So if you're starting something new, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And this blank canvas is so exciting because whatever it is you're creating, it's coming from you. This is your next move, okay? We also have, you have so much to offer the world. Don't ever doubt your contribution. And that's in your friendships, in your relationships, in career, you know, it's in your family unit, it's all over. You are a gift to every situation you find yourself in, my beautiful Cancerians, okay? We've also got, don't stop living your life because of someone else. So if you have gone through a sadness, or you have gone through, you know, a disappointment in some area of your life, don't allow it to hold power over you, because you've got so many awesome things to look forward to that you won't even remember the thing that you had to let go of, or the thing that was disappointing, because in the future, it's so much brighter. And finally, we have, you will be a great success, but you will have to go through it to get there, because there are lessons to be learned. Now, nobody likes to hear that. I already feel like you've been very tested, and I feel like you have been learning those lessons, and now the success. So I do feel that you're on a trajectory to find more happiness, more light, more spontaneity, more joy. I feel like you're releasing that pressure. Things have been difficult, but now you're turning a page. So wonderful new chapter heading towards you. And finally, we have the arrow rune. Yep, the arrow rune there. That is the warrior. Okay, so as I said, you are very strong. This is a rune of sacrifice. You tend to sacrifice a lot of yourself for others, okay? You will get justice. You will get good karma. I feel like you're a very courageous person, and people do underestimate your power sometimes, and I feel like you're fed up of that, and you're reestablishing your power as you move through the next year, is what I see, and beyond, of course. But the arrow indicates you're heading in the right direction, you're right on target. And some of you may have had very low energy or blocked energy in a situation. I feel like you're reestablishing that energy. You are opening yourself up to recharging your batteries and choosing healthy options for you. But also, some of you have been questioning your path, and I feel like, or you're questioning your motives, like, why do I do this? Why do I allow that person to say those things? Why do I want this career? Why do I want that person to love me? Why? I feel like you're literally in a soul-searching kind of questioning mood right now of everything. And I feel the answers that you seek will come to you, and it will give you a brighter understanding of who you are and what you truly want, and the next steps to take on your path as well. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians, and love and light.